Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about something that I find extremely interesting, and if you are starting a YouTube channel, you should find this very interesting as well. And it is YouTube's Creator on the Rise, in which they essentially find a smaller creator and they feature them on the trending page for 24 hours. So number 4 on the trending page, you'll have 5 videos from your channel listed there for everybody in the entire country to see. It's something that gains a lot of traffic and is a really interesting idea. It's only been around since 2017, and they only pick 2 creators per week. Now, I was fortunate enough to have my main channel listed as a creator on the Rise just last week for 24 hours. And in this video, I want to share with you, 1, how I got that, and 2, I want to talk about the analytics a little bit to really dive in and see what happens when you're listed as a creator on the Rise. So how much growth do you see? What do you see changing with your CPM, your watch time, your click-through rate, and all kinds of stuff like that. So let's get into this video, guys. I'm very excited. I hope you enjoy this video as well. So starting off with before it hit the trending page, this channel had 29,515 subscribers, gained about 190 subscribers per day. So it's definitely not a gigantic channel. It's nowhere near the size of like Unbox Therapy or any of those, but it's a tech review channel that's not it's not tiny. So it's small, but it's not like 500 subscribers. Now, in order to be a creator on the Rise, one of the criteria is that you need to be a small creator, so on the Rise, meaning that you're not already gigantic, and then also you need to have more than 1,000 subscribers. So I'll put a link in the description to YouTube's article describing what constitutes a potential creator on the Rise in case you're interested. But one of them, like I said, you have to be a relatively small creator. They look at a lot of other metrics like watch time. So if you have really good watch time, if you have good engagement, so people commenting, if you have a really good click-through ratio, then they might be more inclined to list you as a creator on the Rise. Now, when they selected my channel, I didn't have any say in which videos they listed up there. They listed 5 of my most recent videos, but not my very most recent video. So they have if you look at the 6 most recent, they ignored number 1 and they took the next 5, which I thought was very interesting. So next I want to get into the like ratios in the comments of these videos. So I hear a lot of people saying that when you're on the trending page, you get a lot of really nasty comments, some really angry people. Some people are just for some reason, they just wake up and they have their underwear on backwards. They just hate their life and they go out there and they're like, I'm gonna show someone on YouTube what's up. So that's something I didn't actually experience. I didn't have a lot of people complaining. I think my videos, some videos that I release are a little more controversial than others. Sometimes people get, real triggered about something, but the videos that YouTube chose happen to be ones that already had a really good like ratio, and they were already videos that a lot of people liked. So I wasn't getting negative comments on them before. And so, putting that under the magnifying glass of the trending page, I also didn't really have any negative comments. I think I might have had 1 or 2, but none of them were like death threats or anything that you hear from a lot of other people. Digging into the analytics of this, I think the most interesting tab is the reach tab right here. And so you can see impressions first of all. So you go from having about 1/4 to 500,000 impressions every day to a massive jump up to almost 13 million impressions in one day. I think you guys can tell which day was on the trending tab. Then of course over here it drops down because it was only half of the day, so until 9 a.m. and then it goes right back to where it normally was. So huge spike right there. And of course, if we go over to the click-through rate, you see a massive drop in the clicks right there. So I think the reason for that is because on the trending page, people are just browsing. So normally the 4 to 5% is when people are either watching similar videos and these are being suggested, or maybe they subscribe to my channel and these are suggested, or maybe they searched and so they're already interested in the general subject. Here, they don't know what they're interested in. They're just looking at what's out there. And so you have a much, much lower click-through rate. Now, if you average those two out, you get the views right here, which you end up having a small spike up in the views, generally relatively large. So it was going from right here about 50,000 real-time views. And then between this day and that day, it was approximately 100,000 real-time views. So I think this gained me approximately 40,000 extra views. So pretty substantial right there. If we go over to unique viewers, that matches the views as well. So these were all unique. Of course, they were not subscribers that happened to be on the trending tab. I'm sure maybe a few were, but for the most part, it was all unique stuff. Now going over to engagement, I think this is also interesting because if we look at the average view duration, another thing with the trending tab is people tend to watch your video for not as long. So instead of the normal 5-minute average watch time, it dropped down to 2.5 minutes when it was on the trending tab. And again, keep in mind that half of the views in that day. So if we consider normally on an average day, we were getting about right there, 28,000 views, and it went up to 58,000 views. So that extra 30,000 views in that one day, once you factor that in, the people that clicked on it from the trending tab were probably not watching it very long at all. Something else I think is really interesting is if you go over to audience, this one actually is arguably the most interesting side effect of this entire situation. So if you go right here, you'll see that before I was on the trending tab, it was somewhere around 190 to 200 subscribers per day. It varied a little bit from day to day, but then on the trending tab, I gained 540 that day. The following day, remember it only was in the morning the following day on Saturday, I gained 1,000 subscribers, and I thought that was strange. And the next day I gained 800, and then I gained 1,000, and I just kept going up for several days there. I had a significantly higher than usual subscriber rate, although the views were not substantially higher there. So I'm not sure why that carried over, but then after about 1 week from the day that I was on the trending tab, it dropped back down to a pretty normal rate. I want to point out something that I was concerned about at first. So when I first saw, it was going up, and I thought, well, after I'm off the trending page, is my channel going to hit a huge recession? Are the new viewers going to be less interested in my stuff? I wasn't sure what it was going to look like, and it probably varies from case to case, but in my situation, the next video I put out performed very well, as you see right here, and overall I think this did help my channel. So over here, my real times were somewhere around 50,000, now they're somewhere around 70,000, so part of that was from having a bunch of videos that did very well, but I do think that trending tab helped me grow quite a bit. So not talking about money too much, but my CPM did drop by about 25% for that one day. So it's significantly lower on the trending tab, but considering that there was twice as much volume of traffic, it still was a much higher paying day than most others. 24 hours before you are on the trending page, YouTube sends you an email and says, tomorrow you will be a creator on the rise and you will be on the trending page, and they explain basically what's going to happen. Now that leaves you 24 hours of anticipation and excitement for the big day, but in that time it's really important that you actually go and do a bit of a tune-up for your channel. Now right now, if you have a YouTube channel and maybe you're not even a creator on the rise yet, maybe you are, maybe not, it's really important that everyone should do a tune-up anyway. So in the tune-up, there's a couple things you can do. The first one I recommend for at least the 5 or 6 most recent videos is to actually go and make sure that they have end screens and they have cards. So when someone's watching your video, you want them to have a next step. So they want to say like, hey, I like this video. The video ends, it pops up and says, here's another video that you're probably going to like from this creator. Here's another video that is very similar to this one, also from this creator. So you want to have that going on just to keep the traffic within your channel. Also, you want to make sure you have a pinned comment on all of your videos. It just kind of helps to get the conversation going. You can have that comment directing people to maybe your Instagram or to another video, or you could just start a conversation in the comments section. So regardless, those are some things that really help your channel, really get people in and they'll like your channel more, make them more likely to subscribe, and just get more out of the traction. More things you can do on your actual main page. You want to reorganize your playlist, make sure everything makes sense, clean everything up, make sure you have a new trailer up there, or maybe not the newest trailer, but just something relevant. And you want to make sure that if you have any kind of links on your home page right there, so you can put your Instagram link up in the top corner on your wallpaper, you want to make sure those are up to date and they're working. Now, lastly, if you have any affiliate links in your description, I don't really like changing descriptions of videos once they're up, but you want to make sure that the links are still good, they're still live, and you're not sending people to a dead page, which 1, makes them frustrated, and 2, could cost you money. So if you're using Amazon Associates, make sure the links all work on your most recent videos, which might end up on the trending page. So guys, that is essentially the tune-up I would recommend. There's more I can cover in another video, some different things that I do from time to time, just to make sure your channel is still running smoothly and everything is as good as it can be. Now to the big question of how can you become a creator on the rise? Now, unfortunately, YouTube does not have an application for this. You can't just apply and say, yep, I would like to be a creator on the rise, please. Instead, really owning a channel and working with your channel is essentially your application. But there is stuff that you can do to really drastically improve your chances of becoming a creator on the rise. Now, the first is, of course, meeting the criteria. I'll link it down below, but you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers. Obviously not be a gigantic channel, but if you are, then that's even better anyway. You just get on the regular trending page. But then the third thing is you want to make sure that you're uploading regularly and you're really putting out high quality content. Now, this is what YouTube's looking for. Before I got selected, actually just a couple weeks before that, 2 weeks actually, I had a couple videos that did really, really well. People liked them a lot of engagement, a lot of very positive responses in the comment section. And I think that's kind of what triggered the algorithm to choose my channel. Now, that's just speculation, but if you want to know more about how to make your channel better and increase your chances of becoming a creator on the rise, go down and click the subscribe button and the bell icon on this channel. I'm making many videos about that. My brother and I are making tons of videos in the next month about how to improve your YouTube channel and overall any kind of marketing you are looking to do. There's a lot to cover here, guys. As always, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.